We begin with breaking news. Metro Police are rallying around one of their own after an officer was shot in the line of duty. So here's what we know this afternoon. It happened shortly after 10 o'clock last night in Fountain Square. Officers were called on a report of a person exposing himself. The officers were involved in a chase with the suspect, and that's where shots were fired. A rookie officer was hit. Another officer returned fire, and police did arrest a suspect. It all started along Lexington Avenue near Shelby and Prospect Streets in Fountain Square. The officer was taken to Eskenazi Hospital, and that's where our Karen Campbell is this afternoon with the very latest on that officer's condition. Karen?
Well, Julia, serious but stable. That diagnosis, according to IMPD, has so far remained the same since we've been out here during the overnight hours early this morning. Now, fellow officers we've seen have been coming out here to Eskenazi Hospital since that officer arrived, just showing respect, showing honor to that officer, again, for getting shot in the line of duty. Now, let's take you back to the scene to show you again where this all happened, how this transpired. IMPD tells us that before those officers arrived at Lexington Avenue, they were told that a man in a red vehicle was acting strange, and intoxicated, also exposing himself. Now, police later found that man in a car on Woodlawn Avenue, not too far away, but when both uniformed officers approached the vehicle, they say the man ran away. Gunfire was exchanged in a nearby alley. That's when that IMPD officer was shot. Now, the officer hit was transported by IFD here to Eskenazi. We've learned that the officer has been on the force for 1 year and was in field training when those shots were fired.
And despite the adversity that our officers in this community have faced in the last year or more, our officers are still showing up every day, serving the community and putting their lives at risk, just like what happened tonight, to make this community safe.
And lots of support coming in for that officer, including Mayor Hogsett. On Twitter, he wrote, quote, "In the face of danger, the officers of IMPD put their lives on the line to keep our community safe. Tonight, we bear witness to that selfless action. Our prayers are with the officer shot, his loved ones, and the entire IMPD family." Now, we've learned the suspected shooter was also taken to the hospital, listed in serious condition. Now, police want anyone with surveillance video, doorbell cameras, anyone in that area where this shooting happened, again, off Lexington Avenue and Fountain Square. They want you to call them. Now, you can call 911 or you can call Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS.
All right, Karen, thanks for reporting on this today. And there have been several incidents where officers were injured in the past few months. In December, 2 IMPD officers were attacked while responding to a bogus 911 call. The officers were stabbed when they were walking away from a man. Police shot 20-year-old Deontay Williams. He did survive. The officers are also okay. And earlier this month, a Gary police officer was shot after he followed someone who was driving recklessly. The suspect is accused of ambushing that officer, shooting at him 45 times when he got out of his car to investigate. Police later found the suspect in an abandoned home and arrested him. Sergeant William Fezensky was released from the hospital and is doing okay. And this comes a week after a man was convicted of killing Southport Lieutenant Aaron Allen. A judge found Jason Brown guilty of shooting and killing Allen in 2017 when Allen was trying to actually help him after a car crash. Brown will be sentenced in April. And as we continue to get new information into our newsroom, you can watch for updates here on 13 News at noon, as well as on WTHR.com and our news app.